In the military, before we learned about assaulting an objective, we would actually do what's called backwards planning. And we would start from that objective and work backwards along the way to figure out every little thing that we had to do. That's where backward budgeting actually comes in. It's a technique that economists say is the best way to make a realistic budget. Okay. So researchers at the University of St. Andrews ran an experiment where they divided people into two groups. Okay. Half of the groups used forward budgeters. Okay. And they were asked to come up with a budget for the week ahead. And then the other half, the backward budgeters, were asked to try to remember everything that they spent money on in the past week and then make a budget for the week ahead. And so the backward budgeters ended up remembering all sorts of little things that can come up that the forward budgeters forgot about. It might be replacing the water filter in the refrigerator or buying your kid a new lunchbox after they left it on the school bus for the millionth time, right? The list of those small unexpected expenses adds up. And as a result, the backward budgeters, they budgeted an average of $255 for the week ahead compared to the forward budgeters who only budgeted $189 on average. And guess which group would end up better prepared for their financial reality? You got it, the backward budgeters. So in order to make backward budgeting work, you have to take a look at your spending from the past month. By pulling together all of your bank and your credit card statements, you start by making a budget that reflects the actual amount that you spent over the last month, and you divided it up into different categories. Then you can start thinking about what you could do differently to reduce your spending. Okay. Take out a highlighter, highlight the purchases that you could have avoided, or start comparison shopping to see if you can get a better deal on big recurring expenses, such as like internet bills or insurance, right? And then once you've gotten a handle on the past, you can start thinking about the future. And when you make your new budget, many of those categories will probably match what you actually spent last month. Okay. For the categories that are different, you'll already have a game plan in place because you've thought about the actual rhythm of your daily life. And if you have the time, try looking at all of your purchases from the past 6 months or the past year, since some bills only happen occasionally, like property tax, for an example, right? You might only enroll your kid in sports once a year or pay your car insurance bill once every 6 months, for example. So focusing on just a few categories can add up to really, really big savings.